Boy, what a low budget affair this is. Hi, me again. And I'd like to in this video talk about the revenue neutral aspects of RNDIETG. And revenue neutral means that the goal of the program is to increase the excise tax on gasoline while keeping total government revenues unchanged. The total tax dollars collected from citizens will be the same before the policy change as after the policy change. Well, how can that be as we're increasing the tax on gasoline? Well, there will be a decrease in other taxes commensurate with the increase in the excise tax on gasoline. Or some of those other taxes may be eliminated altogether. For example, maybe there will be no sales tax in that particular region, state, or province. Or lowered income tax rates. My preference is a lowering or elimination of sales taxes, however, as it's a consumption on a product, as is the tax on gasoline, the consumption of a product. But whatever politicians decide. The amount raised in taxes after the tax policy change would be the same as before the change, and hence we call it revenue neutral. There is no intention for the government to collect more taxes, just tax in a different form. Would this be inflationary? No, I don't think so. It's true that the price of gasoline would go up, but the price of other things, the total cost, would go down, like restaurant meals, or cruise vacations, or shoes, or textbooks, because there would be no sales taxes on those items. So hence, the price of some things would go up, gasoline, the price of a wide array of other products would go down, so price levels would be unaffected. I don't think it would be inflationary at all. There is no intention to increase the tax level whatsoever. Ideally, everyone would be unaffected in terms of the total tax paid. The tax levy paid would be unaffected by income level, high income earners, low income earners, or age of the population, the age of the taxpayer, young people, old people, or gender. It's gender neutral. There's no more of a tax burden borne by men versus women, or vice versa. Nothing like that. It's all completely unaffected, unrelated to those demographic characteristics. However, there would be some people affected more than others, and these people would be heavy users of gasoline currently. People who currently use a disproportionately large amount of gasoline. Owners of large, inefficient gas-guzzling vehicles, for example. People who commute long distances to work. Cottagers who perhaps drive a couple of hundred miles every summer weekend to get to their cottage. Owners of RVs, recreational vehicles, Winnebagos, for example. Some businesses like, well, taxi cabs, or maybe transport trucks. Government expenses would go up because of the provision of bus transportation, or police vehicles, or ambulances, and perhaps some occupations, traveling salespeople. However, of course, for them it would be a tax-deductible expense. Farmers, for example, I would suspect, are higher than average users of gasoline. I'm sorry about that, but we could say that these groups have become hooked on a long era of cheap gasoline. Over time, each of these groups would adjust to the new reality, higher prices for gasoline. The beautiful thing about this capitalistic, market-driven society we live in, people can and do make decisions which maximize their utility, their usefulness, and their happiness. They will adjust. The nice thing about this tax is that people can make decisions which will actually lessen the total taxes they have to pay. As compared to now, I cannot avoid paying taxes on my big screen TV, etc. With RNDIETG, I need only figure out the best way for me to conserve and use less gasoline, like downsizing my vehicle, or carpooling, or maybe moving closer to my place of employment, or finding another job closer to where I live. we can make our own decisions in this capitalistic society. Some businesses will be affected more than others, and we may find, for example, the supply of taxi cabs become somewhat less, and people would end up taking more public transportation, like buses and fewer taxi cabs. That is societally probably a good thing, in that less gasoline would be consumed by all of us. You might not like this idea, but don't blame me. I'm only the messenger. These adjustments are just around the corner anyhow. They are coming. When we look at the economies of third world countries like India and China, and their rapidly growing economy, and hence greatly increased demand for oil and oil-based products, which is only beginning, we will see over the next few decades increasing demand for gasoline every year. Better that we in North America are proactive and grab the initiative with regards to oil pricing, then let other countries continue to steal that initiative, and in doing so, plunder our national wealth. Think about that, and I'll be back.